Hey beautiful people, as you may know, there are several ways you can start your lock journey, and I'm going to be showing you how to do the instant dreadlock crochet method in my client's hair. He has 6-inch natural hair. This is his natural hair that I'm showing you, and it is washed. No products added, just shampoo, conditioner, and air dry. Why? Because that's how I rather doing the instant dreadlock. And I use my pin, my lock hook, the prongs, the lock prongs, the ones with the prongs, the 2-prong lock hook to start doing it. And I normally don't like products added to your hair, like oils, grease, hairsprays. I want them as dry as possible, so it will be much more easier to start the lock process. So this is my pin, and I normally use a 0.75 millimeter. And yeah, I already did the first row, which took me like 10 minutes to do like 5 dreadlock. That's how I'm really fast, because I know exactly. I had a lot of practice and what's not. So yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. And this, I'm using my 2-prong lock pin to do it. This one is much more easier for me. That's why I love using the 2-prong ones. They have the 1-prong one, and yeah, so this is just my personal preference, using a 2-prong wrong. I just think it moves a lot faster and easier for me, and it don't do much damage to your fingers. You got to be really extremely careful when using these pins. You have to be the size. I'm using a little bigger size. When I just started, I think I started with the 0.5 millimeter. That's so tiny, and it was so small. It was as big as a needle, like a needle you so close with. Oh my god, it's so small. So whenever I like maneuver it and move it and making the dreadlock, it normally like prick my finger or poke my finger, and it caused a lot of damage and what's not. So I move to the 0.7. It's kind of like smoother. It's much smoother, and I think I put the back a little bit bigger. So the smoother the lock, the hair, I think you'll need more hair. You can't do them too small. You can't do them too small, because eventually they would break, and they will get weak. They will get weak, and you'll have a lot of problems with those. If your hair is that particular texture, like 4A or 3, anything above 4. So yeah, so his majority of his hair is 4C, and the coarser your hair, it's much better. It's perfect for the instant dreadlock. Now there aren't any particular length. You can if you have like 2 inches, because I normally deal with short hair as well. So if your hair is like 2 inches short, anything above 2 inches is perfect. I would advise you do this method. Anything below 2 inches is like 1 inch. You probably want to start with extension or the comb coil method. The comb coil, yeah. So you can just Google comb coils and all of that, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about, for those of you who don't know what comb coil method is. And I'm in the Toronto area, Toronto, Canada. So if you need any lock extension, I'm on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram down below. So just check me. Anything dreadlock, braids, I do everything. Okay. So I already sectioned my other row of hair. Do a little comb coil at the root, a little twist with my comb, and I'm just gonna tease it a little. So you can do this as well. I don't have to because this texture here is quite coarse or hard, so it's perfect for this this install. And sometimes if you want, like, it depends on the texture hair, like really smooth hair, you can tease the hair a little so that it could get a little fuzzy, so that it will be easier for the the lock to start forming, and for the pin to stay in and mat the hair together. Yeah, hair. And in this section, it's extremely coarse. It's even coarser than. Almost finished. I think at this point I have like 4 dreadlock remaining. So this is, let me show you what I do. So you see the ends, I kind of like fold it up, just fold it up, and yeah, so you could get a neater shape, a neater lock, a neater looking lock. And if you're wondering why the front is laying forward, so that's exactly what my client wants. He wants some of the dreadlock down on his forehead, so he wants them to grow in that direction. So yeah, some of his hair, it's well, as you know, our hair, some sections are longer than the other, and I think at around the side of his hair is much shorter than the front and the back of his hair. So some of the lock may appear to be shorter than the back. Yeah, we are finally finished, and I'm gonna be doing interlock as requested by my client. I'll be doing the interlock. Of course, I'll be using the Shine and Jam orange container or yellow container, and then that's my crochet hook I'm gonna be using. So yeah, so just to make the roots neater, I'll be doing, although I crochet, so I'm just gonna tighten them up a little as requested by the client. Tighten them up a little, so yeah. So I normally add, at this point I am finished. I did add the mousse, my hairspray and oil, and yeah, so this is a finished look, guys, and it's really nice. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, self-praise, but okay. So yes guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you watch all the way through, and subscribe, share, like, comment, make an appointment. So I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.